We have to record at the same time or else the audio will be off.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Are you ready?
Oh shoot, I've been recording this whole time. Okay. 3.
Should we have a hand signal? I like little sandwiches.
Wait, maybe we should do it at the same
time.
No, dude.
Shot.
Yeah. Okay, press it at the same time, okay, Julianna?
Okay.
Press mine and yours at no, you press both of them. So just press
both.
No.
You should press
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
So no, yeah, this one's probably better.
Okay. Ready? 5.
No, we got it. Here, let me do it at the same time. Ready? Set.
Okay, intro. Let's go.
Oh shit, was it at the same time? We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
We're going. Alright, let's go. Are y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
ready.
I'm kind of nervous.
It's okay, Daniel. Come on.
Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to the JOT-Q podcast. I'm Daniel.
He's Daniel.
Yeah,
He is Daniel.
You want me to do that again?
No.
I want to do it again because I almost said my last name. That was
Yeah,
scary.
Damn.
Daniel Marina Joyce.
Marina Joyce.
Help.
Alright, let's go. One more time.
Yeah, I can
Silence.
cut that door.
Silence beforehand.
That hello was pretty. Hello.
Hello everybody and welcome to the JOT-Q podcast. I am Daniel.
I'm Kris.
And I'm Julianna.
And today we'll be going over
We'll be going over creepypastas, specifically Squidward Suicide, just because, spooks. Our friend Daniel here has not even heard about it, and Kris and I are well aware of the story, but now we're just kind of gonna freak him out. Wait, so is this real, or...?
Well, the creator of SpongeBob says it's 100% hoax.
But why would they let that out to the public if it was real?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that was like something that actually happened in your studio or show, like in your show.
Not only that, it would be all over the media. Everyone would know about it.
Yeah, but like maybe they tried to suppress it, so it wouldn't get out that much.
Well, that's why it's on Creepypasta.
Yeah, that's why it's on Creepypasta.
But, I mean...
But, yeah.
I feel like for me, I've never had anything mysterious happen or...
Boy. I have.
Elaborate on that, Kris.
Okay, well, so like last year or 2 years ago, I had this dream, but it was like not really a dream. It was more just me like half asleep, and like I saw this guy like dressed up in like a white suit, and he had a little logo on his shirt, and like it kind of just blacked out right there, and I don't remember anything else from that, but I don't know if it was a dream. I don't know if it was real. That was.
And you were probed in the middle of the night.
That's what honestly, I think that. I don't want it to be real, but dude, I saw what I saw, and that's the one thing I'm never gonna forget.
I mean, I've never had anything necessarily scary happen. Like, I've had dreams where I'm wearing clothes to parties and stuff that I would go a week ahead, and then I'd go to the mall the next day and I'd see the exact same outfit, but I had never seen that beforehand. But other than that, I feel like...
That's not creepy. That's...
Well, I
it's
wouldn't...
kind of convenient, right?
Okay, well, the thing in the Squidward Suicide, I think it's more like maybe a designer from the show departed, and he was a little bit off his rockers and, killed a bunch of kids, or he was, I don't know, doing something, because Squidward died almost the same way those kids did, right?
No, but it doesn't say...
His eye popped out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the kids, they all had one of their eyes popping out, right?
Yeah. No, but the thing about that is it's not like there's anything on the internet that says someone got fired. They would have a complete record.
They say, okay, wait, let me see. They said it was he said it was a hoax, and probably because of the departure of a certain member. But I don't...
That probably wasn't that scary for you, huh?
It wasn't scary.
Dude, it freaked me out.
You guys made it seem like there was going to be like dead Squidward falling through the ceiling or something. I thought that wasn't scary. I've heard worse.
Should I probably? Should I cut that out?
The whole thing?
I mean, I don't mind. I mean, it was mainly me talking and you guys listening, sadly. But I mean,
No, you shouldn't cut that whole part out. You should cut this part out.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
cut this
of
part out. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is on the Wikipedia page, and I'll read this. Okay. Let me try to get my mic better. Okay. Squidward Suicide is a video posted to YouTube that depicts the SpongeBob SquarePants character Squidward Tentacles shooting himself with a shotgun after being booed mercilessly at a clarinet recital.
wait, so the YouTube video came before the actual post?
There's an actual video?
Yeah, and I guess we'll link it if it's still there. I don't know.
I don't think it's a video of the actual animation.
No, I think it's a recreation.
It's a recreation, or it's the person narrating it.
Yeah, it's a person. I think it's a person narrating it.
Got it.
But even by SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick Star, like he was booed by both of them. The episode allegedly depicts scenes of nothing but Squidward sitting on his bed sobbing, as well as single-framed flashes of dead children and other disturbing imagery. A story that provides background for the video states that the episode was created in 2005 and was viewed by a select test screening at Nickelodeon, including the narrator and editing team. Editing. Intended to be the season 4 premiere for Fear of the Krabby Patty, but was edited over. Show writer Casey Alexander debunked the legend, saying it was 100% a hoax. It is likely based around the departure of show creator Steven Hillenburg as the show's executive producer. I think we should talk about two. Because have you heard about Ben Drowned? That's the scariest one.
The Legend of Zelda one?
Yeah, dude. His game. He actually has gameplay of it.
Okay. Well, one, I'm tired of these like haunted cartridge stuff because
His game. It was haunted, and he has a video of it.
that could be easily edited.
No, it cannot. Not. He has it directly from his thing, and people have gone through his videos and tested to see if they're real.
Just a disclaimer. They play a lot more video games and know a lot more about geeky things than I do. I mean, I know some, but...
Ben Drowned
Dude.
is basically a haunted Majora's Mask cartridge.
So basically
Okay,
like
Suicide
the
Squidward
Violet.
says 100%. Suicide Squidward. Squidward Suicide says 100% hoax.
Suicide Squidward.
But like, if you look at this, same thing as Lavender Town syndrome, dude. There's so many.
Yeah, well,
Oh, Lavender Town, not Violet Town.
Violet.
I said Violet Town, not Lavender.
No, yeah, Ben Drowned.
Oh my
He has
I'm
videos
gonna get off this website. Okay.
like of a ghost named Ben, dude. How was he? After deleting Ben's save file, Matt has been presented with disturbing glitches.
Okay, but that's like saying the Green Hornet's real, the one with Slender Man.
Not necessarily.
No, but I mean,
He has videos
it's like
though.
a documentary
He has videos that he posted.
on YouTube though.
He posted the videos. Dude, I believe it. I don't know about you guys, but I believe it. Have you seen the videos?
I haven't seen the videos. I don't want to see the videos.
Dude, they're creepy. That's why, dude. I can't watch them. I can't watch
Okay,
them.
maybe we should just debate if any creepypastas are genuinely real.
Yeah, we should do real or fake, but just do the kind of the summaries of them.
Alright, so...
Okay, let's start off with Slender Man.
I don't
Okay.
think Slender Man's real.
Dude,
I don't think
me
he is
neither.
either.
That's BS.
But let's talk about it though, because
Let's talk about it.
okay, he may not be real, but people have. If you know about the 2014 incident, the Slender Man
two
stabbing,
girls.
2 girls killed, or not? They didn't kill her. They
didn't
stabbed
kill her.
her.
They stabbed her. The
Sure.
girl.
As
To-
a sacrifice.
as a
But-
sacrifice
but-
for
but
Slender
Did they
Man.
ever say that they saw
They
him?
never said that, but
No, they never.
They never saw him. It
What,
was just-
what happened?
it was
I
just
actually
a-
watched YouTube videos on this.
it was just
So,
to see
what
if
happened
he
is
would come, right?
There was the little girl that they stabbed was throwing a sleepover,
Right.
and so
Yeah.
these 2 little girls came with knives and stuff like that, and they were like, "Hey, let's go into the woods." I'm just gonna call her Sarah, and Sarah was like, "All right, you know what? That sounds pretty cool. It's the middle of the night. We're gonna be all cool."
Yeah.
So they went into the woods and then they stabbed her. I want to say 12 times.
I think it was
like
7, but I don't
And
know.
then,
7 from the 7 pages.
Yeah, and then they just left her there as a sacrifice. But thank God, I don't actually know her name, but I'm just gonna call her Sarah. Made it out alive and was found, and now those 2 girls are being tried as adults.
Yeah,
What
and
they
although Slender
That
Man
doesn't
may not be
justify
real.
that it's real.
Well, it's not saying that Slender
not
Man's real. It's
saying-
just saying
it's
that
just
he had an
saying-
impact on people to do things.
But those girls were like 12. They'll believe
Still had an
anything at
impact.
this point.
Well, what
They
do you
still
mean?
stabbed another
If you
kid.
agree that Slender Man isn't real, what do you mean by he had an impact?
I'm just
the
saying.
character himself.
I'm
or?
saying the character
Oh,
himself.
crazy people will do anything for whatever they
Especially for the excuse of Slender Man.
Yeah,
What if,
like-
what if
Well,
that
I
girl
mean,
was just a
it's
bully?
proven that Slender
Like-
Man is not real because the guy created it, the like image of Slender Man in a Photoshop picture. You've probably seen the picture.
The one of the little girl.
No. It's not. It's a group of people and he's in the background.
Like the playground photo.
Yeah, and they've done testing on it and it's fake. And the guy has come to talk and he said it
This
was
is fake.
his picture that he photoshopped.
What did Joey sell?
What a Joey saw.
Joey South is fake.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff the Killer, I guess.
Jeff the Killer. Okay.
I actually don't
Dude,
know
I don't
much
know.
about this. I
don't
know
know too
of
much
Jeff
about
the Killer.
this either.
I just know the face. He's like he. I know about his girlfriend too. Was that even a girlfriend?
Oh shoot. Jeff the Killer is an image that was extensively edited. Or
Okay.
Jeff the Killer image, if you know the picture, it's pretty creepy. Is an edited picture of a girl who committed suicide in the fall of 2008.
Okay. Well, it's clearly fake now, but I mean.
But it's like a real picture.
It's a
Shoot,
real
I-
picture of the
Dude, I
girl.
want to see it, but I kind of don't
Yeah,
want
let's-
to.
let's not see that.
like
Dude,
looking at it.
I feel like this room is creepy itself.
I know.
Okay, if I was gonna say this, but she was reading. If you look around, there's handprints around the
Do you
whiteboard.
think you can like? Can we start again?
Why?
Do you think we should start over?
No, we're fine.
No, just-
Go
What the
on
hell?
YouTube.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We'll cut things out. I mean, well, I did it. Candle Cove. Dude, I don't know about that. Yeah, you guys don't know about that one. And
I'm
it will.
curious. I'm clearing my browser.
It's not worth going into detail about it, but it's basically a TV show in like I don't remember where exactly, but I guess there was this TV show that was just static and only kids could watch it, and like parents would just wonder why their kids are watching static, and it used to be that the creators of the show had this villain called the Skin Taker, which used to kill like all of the people in the show. And the guy who had the puppet of the Skin Taker, I guess, he died, and then like the next person died, and it was kind of like a heirloom of like everybody dying. But like I don't know, but
Those loud bangings that you might hear, maybe we're just hearing them. We are recording in a library currently.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point we could upgrade to something else, but
right
as
now.
of right now.
Okay,
we're-
how about Lavender Town Syndrome? I agree with that.
Lavender Town. It
It is Lavender Town
syndrome.
Syndrome.
Because what happens is you hear that and then it won't go away.
Makes
that
you wanna-
ringing in
yeah, it
your
makes you
ears
wanna
and
kill
you
yourself.
Kill yourself.
Oh,
And you
okay.
do. People have killed themselves.
I thought you meant like. Yeah.
I think that Lavender Town syndrome is real,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's only real because of the way maybe people's ears are.
Yeah,
if their ears
I
are
agree.
hypersensitive, that song is creepy, and if they have mental illness as well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
they
that makes
could.
sense.
There is a possibility that they might have killed themselves.
And the
because of
weird
that.
part is though, Lavender Town is the site of haunted Pokemon Tower. Of the haunted Pokemon Tower, where numerous graves of Pokemon can be found. So like,
Yeah.
basically the graveyard of. Pokemon.
I think it's more of an editing glitch, if anything, and just
Yeah.
a coincidence that it's in the.
Well, because Pokemon has also their TV show. It caused a lot of epileptic seizures.
It's just one episode.
Epilepsy.
Yeah, one
The
episode.
one
That's what I'm saying.
banned,
Yeah, it's banned, and it caused a lot of epileptic seizures.
Epileptic.
Epileptic.
You're right. Epilepsy.
Okay, 9 mothers,
Epilepsy.
9 horse, 9 eyes. No. I don't know what this is. I kind of want to see it. Okay,
I'm not gonna
as a
I
screen name.
generally try to be a skeptic. That's why usually the creepypastas I read are like kidnappings and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Although there's not the ones that are recorded in like police files and stuff. I don't know what to believe.
What is the most real?
The most real
Creepypasta.
that I've heard, the only reason why I can't back it personally is because the only recording of it is the actual post. But it's called Pen Pal, and
I see that. Yeah, what is that?
I don't know how long this occurred. He doesn't have a time or setting, but the gist of the story is a child had a best friend growing up, and one time the school that they both attended made them do this assignment in which they wrote down their names, the schools, and tied the letter, like random stuff, kids, kindergartners would write, and they tied to a balloon and set it free, and basically whoever caught it can contact them, which is stupid. That's the only reason why I would think it was dumb, or probably didn't happen in at least this century. And so later on, the boy comes to terms with different events that he pieces together as an adult. So one time he's going out in a sand pit, and he hears like a robot sound, and it turns out to be someone taking a picture of him and his best friend. And slowly as a child, he remembers his mom always being concerned, like she would get pictures in the mail, and it would be different screen caps of it. And he didn't know what the pictures were until he realized that at least in all of them, there's a small snippet of him in it. And so his mom started freaking out, but he never knew why. And then at one time they had it's a series of different events that he clips together, and then it has an ending to it. So, and another part of the story would be he and his best friend had walkie-talkies, and one time they went out to the woods to go...
Why does everything bad happen into the woods? I mean,
the woods are...
Well,
dude.
I know, but like, if everything bad's happening in the woods, why do kids still go out there? I know if I were to see woods and Kris would be like...
Dude,
hey,
because
Daniel.
people like to get scared. That's the problem.
Exactly.
But that's so...
No,
It
but
is,
it's the same
but-
effect of watching a horror movie.
I
Yeah,
don't like
except
watching
more...
I mean, I'll
extremely
watch it,
amplified, but yeah, people do that. Dude, my dad, he used to go to like this haunted woods place with my uncle, like on Halloween. Hallows Eve. I was gonna say
Halloween.
I was gonna say Hallows Eve, but I don't,
What's
yeah, he
Hallows
used to
Eve?
do that, and like he used to say he used to hear voices and junk, dude. And I was like, dude, I never do that.
Yeah. Oh, and then continuing on, at one point he wakes up in the middle of the forest, and then he's all confused, and he comes home, and his mother finds out, and then they reunite and stuff, but he never knows why he's there or why he woke up there. But the mom says he wrote a running away letter, and he put it under his pillow, and he's like, I could tell I didn't write that because my name is spelled wrong. So...
How did the mom not tell that? I mean, the mom...
Or maybe maybe I'm remembering this incorrectly. But
Maybe
he used to misspell it a
his
certain way,
name.
and it was spelled correctly that time
Oh.
because he was maybe 7 at that point. Then there was another part of the story in which the best friend, or he moves, and the only way he can contact his best friend is go say like with the walkie-talkies. So one time they go out to find his missing cat, and they go to his old house. And they go underneath the floorboards of the house and find dead animals there. But they were apparently being fed and stuff, but they couldn't find their cat.
Kitty.
And then they hear footsteps inside the house, and they're confused because why the heck would anyone be in there? So the best friend, goes and checks it out. And they go inside and check the closet. And inside the closet, the best friend, still talking to the main person who's hiding underneath the floorboards, he says, why are all your clothes in here? And he's confused because he put them all in a box and took it to the new house. But his old clothes are still in there, and there are tons of pictures of him inside the closet. And so he hears the man, who is the intruder, who is in there, and he hides. And then he bolts it. When he thinks the coast is clear, he bolts it, but he drops his walkie-talkie on the way.
This is suspenseful.
Yeah.
Dude, this would be a pretty good movie.
And then, when they reach a safe spot, both of them, he says, oh, I dropped my walkie-talkie, and I think that guy took a picture of me. And afterwards, when he gets home and the main boy is about to go to sleep, he starts to hear meowing, and he thinks, oh, it's my cat, and he checks underneath the bed because that's where the sound is coming from, and he finds out it's just his walkie-talkie. So on the other side of the other walkie-talkie, which was left in the old house, the cat was there, but he doesn't know why.
I don't believe that because, walkie-talkies can only reach a certain distance.
No, but I don't think they moved that far.
Yeah, I don't think they moved that far. And also, depends what walkie-talkie.
Yeah. And then the most vivid story I can remember is he had a neighbor, an old woman whose husband just left. She has dementia, and she believes that her husband is out and he will visit her again sometime. And they go out to a river and have some fun by the river, like making little rafts and stuff, him and his best friend.
I thought you meant a different type of fun with the old woman.
Okay.
Yeah, they got back, and they took off their clothes beforehand. So when he gets back to his pile of clothes, he checks the back pocket, and there's like a drawing in there. And it's like a picture of a person and him holding hands, like I love you, stuff like that, weird stuff. And the woman who normally invites him over to his home to say like, hey, you want to keep me company and stuff, she says, I don't need company anymore, my husband is here to visit me. Which is why it's weird, because her husband's dead, so there must be someone in the house with her. And then the next morning she died, or was murdered. And the end of the story is basically, there's another part of the story where basically his best friend had an older sister and they fell in love and stuff, and they went to the movies, and when he left, there was a car following them, she got run over, she died. That could have been the same guy who was stalking him. Then the end of the story is, after the death of the sister, the best friend's mom is depressed because at that point the best friend has also run away for unknown reasons and didn't leave a note, but he had been gone for about 10 years maybe. And nice.
I'm sorry.
They find the main boy's dad is the best friend's dad was digging holes, like part of a construction site job, but it was confusing because
I'm sorry, are you reading this from your laptop?
No.
Okay, you're so intently staring at it, I was just like
yeah.
But he's confused because that wasn't the order that was pulled in by his own boss or the construction company that he works for, but just this mysterious man who says, okay, I need a bunch of holes dug in here, that's part of your job. So he does it, and 10 years later, he digs up the same hole, and he finds his dead son's body in there, with the guy who had been stalking both of them this whole time. But the best friend was dressed as the main boy, dyed hair, because he's originally blonde, so now he has brown hair. He's wearing the same clothes that he had as a 7-year-old, but this is probably an 11.
Get the shit out of me.
Me too.
I'm squared
Sorry,
up.
someone ran by the door and we got freaked out.
Oof.
Yeah, and the dad never knew that he buried the grave of his own son, but the stalker killed himself in the process, or tried to bury himself with him, but ended up being stabbed by the little boy. And they didn't know until several years afterwards, and yeah, the main guy just pieced together all this information because he never really knew what was going on until now, and then he wrote the story about it. It's a really long story. Like, I was listening to narrations of it, and they're probably 30 minutes long for each piece, because it's a 6-part series, I believe, and I was just listening to it in the car. I mean, you guys should, but
Jeez.
yeah, that's probably the more realistic ones, but again, unless someone had documented this phenomenon, I guess the only explanation for it would be the guy never really knew what was going on, and then he only pieced it together like too late.
Also, a lot of these creepypastas could be amplified.
Yeah.
That's true.
like from what they really are.
Although you have to remember, it's very easy to make up things like that. I'm not saying that this is made up.
I mean, that's what basically creepypastas were meant to be.
Until people started doing research.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know any more good stories. That's the only one that really sticks to me, like, to this day. Because, I mean, I have a constant fear of being kidnapped. I mean...
Me too.
I used to have that, but then I grew up to be 5'9", so now I'm not too worried about being kidnapped. But
dude, I'm so worried.
I could understand why you're still worried. Growing up, I remember there was this one time that my mom and I went to a grocery store in a sketchy neighborhood, and I was kind of scared. And I whined until she took me home. Sorry, there was voices coming from back there.
Voices.
But I whined until my mom took me back home, and she went back over there, and I was crying the entire time I was at home because I didn't want my mom to be kidnapped. I didn't know anything about that. But as you guys were saying before, I have a creepy story to share of my own. So, my recently deceased great-grandmother used to have an apartment over by where I lived, and my mother would take me there every once in a while when she had stuff to do. So I remember there was this one time where I was really tired. It was early in the morning. My mom had to go to work or something. My great-grandmother told me, well, why don't you go sleep on my bed? I'll be here in the living room. The apartment was very small. It was one bedroom, very small living room, also connected to the kitchen. So I want to say it was no more than maybe like 500 square feet. But so I was in her room and I was half asleep, and I felt someone tapping on my back, and I was like, like, you know, I don't want to be woken up, like I'm like 9 or something like that. And then I keep feeling it, but it gets harder, and then I turn around, and there's no one there, and I was like, well, you know, I was half asleep. It was probably me dreaming. I mean, we've all had those feelings where it's like you're falling or something. Instead of falling, for me, I'll usually, if I'm like thinking about something, it becomes amplified, and I can hear it almost perfectly.
Can I stop? Continue talking.
Alright, but so yeah, that was really creepy, feeling someone tap on my back and then ending up no one being there. So after that point,
I'll just say the video cut out.
well, yeah, the video cut out. After that point, I never really went back to my great-grandmother's without my mom there. And yeah, so that's my creepy experience.
Your mom left you alone, like 9 years old?
No, I mean, I had my dad at home when she would do that, or like maybe my grandfather or something like that.
Wait, your great-grandma wasn't there?
When?
At the apartment?
Oh yeah, she was there, but I turned around immediately when I felt the person tapping on my back.
Enough. Okay, so your great-grandmother was a witch. Let's just say that.
Ooh.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm kidding. It's okay.
Man, I want to know if I have any creepy stories other than that weird thing.
Usually when I talk about mine, they're just amplified by my own standards. So
The scariest thing that's happened to me, you know, it's kind of a funny story. I don't know if you guys will laugh, but so when I was little,
okay, continue.
when I was little and I would get scared or something like that, or I'd wake up in the middle of the night, I'd usually call my parents and be like, hey, I have to go to the bathroom, or yo, Pops, give me some water. And so like, there was this one time I called him and I was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and he was like, okay. And so he took me to the bathroom. I mean, he didn't take me to the bathroom. He just waited outside because I was scared. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like maybe 6 or something like that. No, like 5. And so I remember I came out of the bathroom. I was kind of happy. I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll stay with you in your room for like half an hour until you fall asleep, and then I'll go back to sleep. But I was like, okay. So my dad comes out of the bathroom, and I kid you not, he comes out and he's like hunched over like this, looking at me, and he has huge ears, and I just start screaming. So my neighbors hear this 5-year-old screaming at like maybe 4:30 in the morning, and yeah, they called the cops. And so yeah, cops showed up at my house, and then my dad's like, look, I came out of the bathroom, and I was like, yeah, I was all I thought he was like a demon or something. I was freaking out, and So yeah, that's like the scariest thing
What
that I've
did your
ever
dad
seen.
say about it?
My dad was pissed, dude. My dad, he's like half awake talking to police about how I screamed when he came out of the bathroom, and my mom was laughing the entire time. She
Was
thought
it
it was
actually
hilarious.
Did you actually see like him?
Like I saw him like that, but then again, it was super dark,
True.
and so like shadows on the wall made him seem like that, and
Mm.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Dang.
I don't think I've ever had a encounter with the police. Besides, like, you know, being called the cops on because of loud parties and stuff.
Oh,
Oh, look at you.
party.
Not my parties, my family's parties. But I mean,
Okay. I'm kidding.
what? Okay.
I'm kidding.
Chris, how about you?
I used to, and okay, this is actually really weird now that I'm remembering it. When I was little, I used to, everybody in my family, like all my cousins, all my siblings, and I have a few, we all never went in my grandma's room. That was the scariest room of the house. We would never go in it. Like, we were set in stone that it was haunted. So, like, it was basically off limits for us. And one time at a party, a few of my cousins spent the night, and my grandma wasn't home. I don't remember if she was maybe on vacation. I think she might have been in Mexico. But so we went in my grandma's room, and dude, that was okay. We went in. Okay, I don't even want to talk about it, dude, because it's gonna creep me out.
No, I mean you have to finish
Okay.
your story.
Yeah, I am gonna finish it. But anyways, so we go in there, and we hear like little sounds underneath the bed, and we just like kind of creaking, and we just figured, you know, it's nothing. Then we start hearing like kind of mild violin sounds, like a, but yeah, it was like that. And like we asked my parents, and they just said it was probably the alarm, but like my grandma didn't have an alarm in her room,
Who has an alarm
Yeah,
for
right.
like a room?
like an alarm clock. Yeah. And so I asked my grandma, is there anything under the bed that would make that sound? And like she said no, there wouldn't really be anything. And I was like, wait, my grandpa got cremated. Where are his ashes? Dude, I got freaked out because I was thinking that because
in the sea.
no, and then I asked my grandma that, like, this was like a year after. But I asked my grandma that, and she said they're under the bed. And then a few weeks ago, my sister said there was violin sounds in my grandma's room. And she came down and she said there's a ghost in grandma's room. And it sounds like violins. And dude, I was like, oh my
Did your grandpa
God.
play the violin or something?
He's
I don't
just chilling
freaking
there
know,
on the bed,
dude.
like, dude.
I don't freaking know.
He's like, hey, it's Chris.
Dude, it was just so scary. But yeah, and I've also played Bloody Mary, but
Oh.
nothing
Yeah,
happened.
Bloody Mary
Nothing
is like
happened.
one of the.
Dude,
dumbest
but it's scary still.
Yeah,
like the
I still don't
suspense
do
of it.
that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
There's at my school, instead of saying Bloody Mary, you used to say Biggie Smalls in the mirror, and then so yeah, Biggie never showed up.
So, dude, I kind of don't want my computer screen to be a mirror while we're talking about Bloody Mary.
How long?
It is 4:45 at this moment.
40.
This is usually not a conversation we'd have. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is usually.
It is usually.
Is it usually like that?
No, it's not
No.
usually like that.
Yeah, it's
But it wasn't bad.
It's different. but
It's
I
different,
mean,
yeah. I mean, but we're talking about creepypastas. We never talk about creepypastas.
You think we're good for the intro?
This is our first episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we already cut the intro. Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us for the first episode of JOT-Q podcast. Hopefully, we have many more to come.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the quality will improve.
True.
We'll probably have an outro by the second episode as well. So.
Oh, wait. No, play your song.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's finish it off on a good note instead of scary story. I really do
I'm
not
not
like
gonna
scary
be able to
stories.
It's not.
Dude, I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep tonight
Yeah.
either. I just like keep on thinking it's dark, but it's light outside. And I'm just like, oh shit.
But I was gonna say something. Oh, not every podcast is gonna be about creepypastas.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll have happy times. We'll
Yeah.
share funny stories. We'll maybe relax.
Dude, and I'll talk more about that dream but that's for another podcast because.
At this point, this is purely experimental. We're trying
Yeah.
to test out our works.
First
Okay.
5 episodes.
Ready, fire.
We'll see you next week with another episode of JOT-Q.
That was a good outro.
Yeah.
I like that.